What could make 9 experienced hikers cut their way out of their own tent in the middle of a freezing night and run half-dressed into the deadly snow? No avalanche warning, no visible attacker, just silence, darkness, and a mystery that still chills investigators to this day. Welcome to TrueMystix, where we uncover mysterious real stories that still leave the world searching for answers. It was January 1959, deep in the frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains in Russia. A group of 9 skilled hikers, led by a 23-year-old engineering student named Igor Dyatlov, set out on what was supposed to be a challenging but achievable expedition. They were experienced, prepared, and used to brutal winter conditions. But something happened that night, something so terrifying that it forced them to abandon safety itself. Today, the event is known as the Dyatlov Pass Incident. On the night of February 1st, the group pitched their tent on a snowy mountain slope. Temperatures had already dropped far below zero. The wind howled across the open landscape. Inside the tent, the hikers settled down for the night. And then, something went terribly wrong. When rescuers finally reached the campsite weeks later, they found something disturbing. The tent was still there, but it had been sliced open from the inside. Whoever was inside had panicked. Footprints told an even stranger story. 9 sets of tracks walked away from the tent, calmly at first, heading downhill into the darkness. But many of those footprints were barefoot. Others were in socks. Imagine that. Running into a Siberian winter with almost no protection. The search team followed the trail. About a mile away, they found the first 2 bodies near a small fire under a cedar tree. Both had died of hypothermia. Their hands were burned, as if they had desperately tried to stay warm. Then they found 3 more hikers, scattered between the tree and the tent. It looked like they had tried to crawl back, but never made it. Months later, the final 4 bodies were discovered buried under deep snow in a ravine. And that's where the mystery became even darker. Some of those hikers had devastating internal injuries, broken ribs, crushed skulls, yet there were almost no external wounds. One victim was missing her tongue. Another piece of clothing tested positive for unusual radiation. No clear signs of a fight, no animal attacks, no avalanche damage strong enough to explain the panic. So, what really happened? Over the decades, theories exploded. A secret military experiment, a hidden avalanche, infrasound from the mountain winds causing psychological terror, even rumors of unknown creatures lurking in the forest. But none of them explain everything. Why cut open the tent instead of using the zipper? Why run into the freezing dark? Why were some injuries so violent, while others simply froze? More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass mystery remains unsolved. 9 hikers walked into those mountains, but none of them ever walked back. And somewhere in the silent snow of the Urals, the truth may still be buried. If stories like this fascinate you, make sure to like the video, subscribe to TrueMystix, and tell me in the comments. What do you think really happened that night?